Farseer or Resto Shaman in general has received the most pruning of spells in the entire game. So how have they landed on their feet? Well, in my limited testing so far, it seems fine. Today we're going to be playing this Apex talentless build that I really have been enjoying. I know a lot of people are going to scream at me because I'm not playing DRE. I get it. We're also not playing Whispering Waves with now our Healing Surge being removed, so we're missing out on a good bit of cleave healing. However, what we're gaining is the ability to have our full Apex talent, which is extremely powerful, going to be enhancing our healing stream totems, which fill the void a little bit now that we have to choose between our two major healing cooldowns and Ascendance and Healing Tide Totem. We're also playing Healing Tide or Ascendance, even though I really like Healing Tide Totem. I really just want to get more reps with the new simplified Ascendance. So far, it's but we definitely need more testing with it. But how this build's going to be operating is we're going to be filling most of our globals with our healing waves, our healing streams, and riptides. And we're going to be doing a bunch of healing off of that. We're still going to be playing with our ancestors, so we're going to try to Ancestral Swiftness and Unleash Life on cooldown. Now, Unleash Life, although it's probably the worst button that they could have brought back after the pruning uproar, they did bring it back, and they have like really giga cranked it up, so it heals a lot. It also cranks up your next spell a ton because it's also what your tier set plays around, so we really need to stay on top of that spell. We're gonna have ancestors out cranking alongside of us. It plays a lot like old school Farseer, basically the War Within Season 3 Farseer, just with a lot less stuff going on. So without further ado, let's jump into the key. Alright, so we're about to get into the key, and before we do, I want to talk a little bit more about what's going on. So in yesterday's video, I talked about how I think Prez Evoker has like the most well-rounded tier set. I don't really like this tier set per se, but what I really do like is the Apex talents. The Apex talent is the most fantastic thing. I mean, if they're going to remove Cloudburst, which, hey, I was a Cloudburst lover. If they're going to remove it, dude, Stormstream is a really cool way to kind of like force you to play Healing Stream Totem. So as long as we stay on top of these Riptides, which our tank did tell us to lust here. So let's go and press it. As long as we stay on top of these Riptides, we are going to be having a chance to turn our Healing Stream Totem into like a juiced up version of itself that doesn't consume a charge. So, oh god, it's a massacre. Both of our melee our melee DPS and our tank got knocked off. You hate to see it. You really hate to see it. But hey, I have been there before, guys. I've absolutely been there before. But we can salvage. I think we can salvage. No, we can't because this guy just went offline. All right, take two. Hopefully it goes better this time. Hopefully we don't get a DC. What I think I was saying is that I definitely think that this is the best of the Apex talents. A lot of what the Apex talents are doing are they're just like giving you a chance to enhance a spell, like a spell that already exists, you know. None of them are like super crazy, like nothing too intense. But this one is, I believe, enhancing them like the best, I think, and especially because now you need that spell so much more than you did before. Now that it is just like you need your healing stream totems even more than you did before because you're missing a cooldown. I think it's just such a great way to do it. I'm also giving it the ability to cleave its healing, like to make it heal a second target through the Apex talents is such a cool concept, and it does make me really excited to try out Totemic. But also, like, I think it's a very interesting thing. Your Apex talent buffs a totem, yet I think both hero talent trees will benefit from it pretty equally, if not, well, maybe not equally is probably not the best word. But, like, both hero talent trees are going to be benefiting from your new totem. So I am just super impressed with this Apex tree so far. But we have to maintain our Riptides. You see there, we do already get our enhanced totem to proc. We are just going to be staying on top of our Riptides as much as possible. Let's go ahead and get back up there. I really do think Farseer is, like, it's gaining a lot in terms of my enjoyment. I really did not enjoy Farseer back when Unleash Life felt miserable to press. Like, it literally was just like, why am I even having to press this button? But now that, like, actual Unleash Life just does more, I definitely think it's better there. Ooh, we get another big surging totem. Also, one big, huge benefit to playing Resto Shaman, I'm sure you guys know, but it is your kick. The fact that you even still have one is absolutely massive. You can really handle those few kicks that like decide whether someone dies, which is just like it's just kind of it's kind of insane that they're the only healer with a kick, to be honest. But regardless, you can't really change anything about that. Let's just try to do as much damage on this boss as possible, because this boss really gets annoying, I should say, as the fight goes on. Okay, we have almost a full blanket of Riptides, so we should get our thing to proc eventually. Also, dang, I just face tanked that. I'm sitting here staring at my nameplates. Didn't even realize the mechanics were happening. I honestly forgot we were on a boss. Chris's brain. I'm getting old, guys. I just turned 29. My brain doesn't work like it used to, let me tell you. Getting old. Oh, okay. We lost someone to... I don't even know. Did he just get hit by the line, I'm guessing? Let's get all of our ancestors out. We have our big enhanced apex totem down. We lost another person to what? Getting knocked off? That is insane, dude. Absolute insanity. Okay, I'm not gonna make you guys watch this 3-man of a boss. You've seen me 3-man this boss before. You've even probably had to watch my tank solo this boss before, so I'll skip ahead. I will see you guys after this boss. We'll get her done. Alright, the boss is dead. We did have to 3-man it, of course. But honestly, it was just super boring. Nothing really happened. Y'all didn't miss anything, I promise. We were just smacking the boss and barely doing any healing to the blade. Ooh, we're going left. I haven't even had a group go left yet. But we do have our enhanced totem to kind of carry the at least first half of this pool. We're also going to be able to kick to help out. And we have both of our ancestors. Let's spam some chain lightning. Let's see what this damage looks like. The orb is going down. I probably shouldn't have targeted it because that cast didn't even go off. Our damage is like, it's fine. We had to work really hard for like no damage at all. But as you see, there's like no healing there on that pack needed. Where you're really going to see like our healing come into play is going to be the bosses, especially these ladder bosses. Like, they really do start to really crank up in this dungeon. But the reason why I'm doing this dungeon is, one, I really want reps in Seat of the Triumvirate and in this dungeon Skyreach, because these are the dungeons that I need the most reps in. So really, we're just queuing up for whichever one more people will queue up for. So like, I had tried to queue up for a Seat of the Triumvirate. You guys saw how that went. So then I'm basically flip-flopping back and forth, and whichever one lands. And so far, it looks like this one is good enough for a showcase. But like I said, this play style is much like the current, like, on live servers build for Farseer. Like, what you're doing is basically the same. You're using your 2 buttons, maintaining them to keep your ancestors out, and then from there you're kind of doing a very similar rotation. Like right now I have multiple ancestors out, so I'm going to chain lightning for damage. You can just use your Riptide and Healing Wave spam for single target healing. You can cast Chain Heal, but what I've found is that Chain Heal, I don't know, man. Chain Heal has not felt as impactful currently on the beta to press. However, it's not the worst thing to press in my experience if you're buffing it with like an ancestral swiftness, or let's go and put down our totem because we had the enhanced one. If you're buffing it with an ancestral swiftness or an unleashed life, it feels pretty worth pressing. Like there, I just chain heal, but you see, it didn't even do. It literally, it was buffed by both unleashed life and ancestral swiftness. It didn't do 5% of everyone's health bar. Like, it's chain heal definitely feels like the least sexy spell so far. Yeah, we definitely need to move over here, but we're gonna pop Ascendance. This is like my first showcase of new Ascendance. It's much lamer. It doesn't like redistribute healing. It just like benefits you from like bouncing between Riptide and Healing Healing Wave, which is very, very weird. I guess we can read it while we just AFK here. Transform into a Water Ascendant. Riptide calls your next Healing Wave or Chain Heal to be instant and do more healing. Okay, so yeah, like I said, just a like Very boring version of what it used to do. Let's go and put down our enhanced totem, unleash life, ancestral swiftness, into a chain heal. That one did about 10% of everyone's health, so that one did, we could feel it. Let's eat the beam. Get the blasting. Ooh, Druid did get hit by that frontal. Now, I was very apprehensive of how, like, Shaman would feel with the removal of Healing Surge, because Healing Surge is, in my opinion, the better of the two of Healing Wave and Healing Surge. The only, like, redeeming quality of Healing Wave is that it works with Whispering Waves, right? Like, I think Healing Wave is just a lamer button, in my opinion. However, I definitely think they have, like, juicified Healing Wave to where it's like you don't really feel the lack of Healing Surge. It's definitely, if you compare it to Holy Priest now only has Flash Heal, no heal, whereas like Shaman now has Healing Wave, no Healing Surge. It is very similar to that, but just think about it. With Holy Priest, you were at least weaving both of the two spells, you know? Whereas with Resto Shaman, a lot of the times you're kind of picking one. So you aren't really... Oh, I need to live there because I was fixated. Oops. As a shaman, most of the time you're picking between one given the situation, like how much mana you have, how much time you have to heal someone. Whereas priest, it was like interactive. You were alternating between the two, and it like really mattered which one you were casting, you know? So I definitely feel the lack of heal on Holy Priest much more than the lack of Healing Surge. I feel like Healing Surge was kind of just like a redundancy, if I'm being honest. Let's just get this guy dead so we can focus on the boss. We gotta get into melee. I did not mean to Ascendance there. Whoopsie. Honestly, not the worst time to Ascendance, though. Alright, let's crank this boss. We also do have Lust. I'm just gonna click it. Screw it. I shouldn't be in charge of this button, we know this, but I definitely think this boss is Lust worthy. Maybe, like, either do it right on pull or after you hide, because now we're wasting Lust time, but that's okay. That is A-okay. This boss is so toxic that I don't really care if my Lust was bad. We'll still probably get most of its value. Yeah, we have half of a Lust left over. We're still fine. We should also be in melee, or, I guess, since they're stacked up, we stack up too, I guess? I don't hate it. As long as you're kiting the ad from side to side, you know, you're fine. Okay, we have our ancestors out. Let's get that Riptide blanket going. Let's just crank the boss before he dies with our lava bursts. Very nice. Killed the boss before his next phase. I like that Lust, okay? Are we cooking with our horrible Lust timing? But yeah, like I said, ooh, that Demon Hunter with a tech. Okay, I wonder if there's like that like Shaman jump spell that you can do. I wonder if you could do that across the gap. But yeah, as far as pruning goes, Resto Shaman was the... I remember seeing a graphic on Reddit that someone posted that showed all the specs pruning and like how many spells they each lost. Resto Shaman, I'm pretty sure, was the leader. I'm pretty sure it was like 18 spells. And you do miss out on some of the utility, like your shield totem. Really, it's just like a bunch of crap here, like poison cleansing, like a lot of really good stuff. Well, I guess you do have poison cleansing. It's hard to remember what all they took away because they took away so much, but like, it's crazy. Hey, but at least you have a kick, so can you complain? No, if you're a Resto Shaman and you're mad about the pruning, I get it. But hey, at least you can kick a spell. At least you can kick a spell. That is more than most of us can say. And look at that healing wave healing. That is like an insane amount of healing. So hey, at least you can heal a health bar to full with your spot heals, because some of the healers right now cannot say that. Cannot say that they can full heal a health bar with a single or two spot heals. Like you see that 105k hit is crazy. Crazy compared to some of the other healers. Let's put down our enhanced Apex Totem. Get both of our ancestors out and just blast the healing. I mean, It really does behave like the buttons you're pressing, the order you're pressing them in, really is very similar to current day Farseer, and that is great. So goes to show that like pruning can be survived. It definitely can be. There's a right and wrong way to prune, and I definitely think that this was the right way. They definitely got rid of some of the dead weight in Healing Surge slash Healing Wave, at least cutting one of those and then finding the hybrid between the two, I think is the play personally. Someone's going to disagree with me, and I'm sure you will, and I encourage you to. If you disagree, I would never tell you to like not express it. Definitely let me know if you disagree and you're like, man, I miss Healing Surge. They should have gotten rid of Healing Wave. I think it's fine. Like I said earlier, my favorite of the two spells is Healing Surge. And since Healing Wave now kind of behaves like the miniature version of Healing Wave, like the hybrid of Healing Wave and Healing Surge, it's almost like you have Healing Surge. As long as you don't look at your cast bar, it's basically Healing Surge, right? I mean, see there, I was able to kick the Repel. Just having a kick is just so nice. It's so crazy still to me that they took it from healers, man. Take it from, like... No, don't take it from DPS. Screw it. You know what? Take it from casters. Some casters weren't pressing their kick anyways, right? Pretty safe to say. Alright, let's crank out these ancestors. We're going. Let's get our Chain Lightning going. Whoa! I kind of wanted to see how much damage that Screech did to us in a 10 to see if it like fully ticked us down. But no, it doesn't. It does about like 60% of our health though. It's still very scary. Granted, we are on a Shaman who gives your whole party like 5 or 10% health. I think it's like your Riptide does. Where is it? Healing Wave, Chain Heal, or Riptide's initial heal. Okay. Yeah, so maybe it would do about 70% of your health if you let that fully tick away. We're testing for science, guys. For science. Okay, the downside to lusting on the last boss is now we don't have lust for this boss. Yikes. Yeah, this is definitely the better of the the two lust targets in my opinion. But this group is absolutely cranking, so it's kind of just a byproduct of us doing so much damage so quickly that... Ooh, okay, I did get the kickoff, I think, in time there. Let's unleash life. Great job by the mage. As long as we're killing the ad in time, we don't really care if the fire's all the way at the edge over there. So as long as the ad can't carry us over to it, we're fine. Okay, I say as I drop it. Oh, wrong mechanic. I thought I had the fire. I was like, dude, I'm doing this the exact opposite. Let's kick the ball so we can at least do that. We can Spirit Walker's Grace while in the air, I think. We might have been casting up there. I have no idea. Let's get our totems down. We do have Ancestral Swiftness, but we don't really need it just yet. I guess we can use it here. Let's go into Ascendance. Get all of our guys out. And blast the damage. Yeah, this just goes to show you that, like, with a good tank, dude, these keys are... You can really, like, expose the tuning. If you have a tank and like, a group that's kicking the casts are what's killing people. If you've watched, like... If you watch any of my other keys, like, literally go watch my Presevoker key, you see just how destroyed our group was in that Algothar Academy. It's because of cast. Like, almost every single wipe or death was due to a cast or just like a failed boss mechanic, right? This is just to showcase just how important kicks are and the fact that they're still make or breaking keys, even on beta, even in round 1 of the beta is crazy. Like, casts and kicks are definitely, like, kicks are needed. So having a kick as well as a Resto Shaman just goes to show, like, there were so many casts there that, like, I kicked that could have claimed a life, but they just didn't because they didn't happen. So, yeah. Hopefully this is, like, a showcase of how strong having a kick is. Like, I only kicked, like, 4 or 5 casts this whole dungeon, but they were, like, pretty important casts to kick, right? So, Yeah, one, this build is fantastic. I think Farseer still has legs. In fact, we got four legs. We got four legs, Ghost Wolf legs. Um, I definitely think that like deeply rooted elements, you'll probably still run it because of how important Riptide is to keep spamming and how important it would be to get those Ascendance procs during big heavy boss fights. So I definitely think finding a point for deeply rooted elements would be good. But other than that, like this build, I'm trying to take like one last look at it. This build, for the most part, has been like very much impressing me on Resto Shaman. I think Resto Shaman still has what it takes to be, at least in the meta discussion. If you were to like basically take beta right now and just dump it into season one, like if we were to jump skip to March 2nd when beta come or when midnight comes out, I definitely think Resto Shaman would be in that discussion, especially because they are the sole kicker of the healers. And that alone is just like indescribably good utility, right? Having a kick. But as far as the build goes, it still behaves just like current day Farseer. You just have like one less cooldown, much less utility on your utility belt. I think Resto Shaman is very fun. I really did enjoy pushing as Farseer on the War Within Season 3, and I will look forward to pushing on Farseer in Midnight as long as nothing changes. I think the tuning currently, this is one of the better tuned healers in my opinion from a Mythic Plus standpoint in terms of how their healing heals. And as far as the pruning, they did get pruned very hard, but I definitely think what they have been left with is enough, in my opinion. Don't roast me on a steak. I'm sure the Shaman mains are going to get pissed at me for saying that, but I am just speaking my truth. Hey, Resto Shaman, shout out. But guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I just said Resto. I meant Miss Weaver. Thank you so much for watching this video. I think this is we still have Disc Priest to showcase. So I still will be showcasing Disc Priest. Stay tuned for that. But if you have any other builds that you want me to go back, like maybe I missed your favorite hero talent tree, like maybe Keeper of the Grove, Guardian, or Resto Druid is like popping off, comment that down below. Let me know what you guys want to see because you are driving the showcases. You are letting me know what you want to see, and I really, really appreciate it. So comment down below, like the video on your way out. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any more beta content or, in the future, midnight content. I want you guys to be here for midnight because I have so many guides coming your way. I'll have mastered the dungeons, have dungeon guides for you and everything. So stay tuned for all that. Subscribe so you don't miss it, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care, guys.